Welcome to Delegate365. This is video 6. Here we show how to manage administrators in Delegate365. Open the Delegate365 portal and log in with a portal administrator. At the first time, this is the global administrator account you used in the setup wizard in video 1. First, we want to create new users who shall be administrators in Delegate365. Of course, the users can already be existing, then simply skip this step. The first user is Paul. We use members of the Beatles pop group as admins and replace their user principal name with their first name only. We can see that there is only one domain we can select of and only one OU. In our sample, that is New York. This admin does not need to have an Office 365 license. We could add more additional details, but we simply create that user immediately by clicking Create. After the user object was created, we get the login name and a temporary password. Since we did not send the password to any email address in the form before, it is a good idea to remember this data somewhere, for example with copy and paste to a notepad. We now see the new user in the users list. If we check in the Office 365 portal, this new user should be existing here too. In the active users list, we now see that Paul is also existing here. So all user, group, and license operations made in Delegate365 are done in the underlying Azure Active Directory immediately. We return to the Delegate365 portal and create another user. The second user is named John. We also use only the first name for the login. This user gets an Office 365 license. When clicking Create, the user information follows. We also remember the user's credentials and click Cancel. The users list now shows our two users. You can see that John has more menu functions because he has an Office 365 license and a mailbox. If you want to assign a license to Paul, simply click the license menu in that line and add the desired license. Now it is time to add the new administrators in the Administration and Manage Administrators menu. We add a new administrator by clicking the plus icon. We paste the login of Paul into the user principal name field and define that Paul can manage distribution groups, security groups, and shared mailboxes within his OUs. Now Paul is an administrator in Delegate365. We need to add the domains and the OUs Paul shall manage. First, we add the one domain. This means that Paul can create and manage users with that domain in their login name. Then we add the OU New York to user Paul. This administrator is now ready to be used. He can manage all users with the domain D365 Demo 72 and in the OU New York. Now we add John to the list of administrators. John can manage distribution groups and shared mailboxes. We do the same with John. The default domain is be added. John can manage users in the OU Seattle. So John is administrator for the West Coast and Paul is administrator of the East Coast. You can see the assigned OUs in the administrators list. If you want to remove an administrator, delete the user from that list. We do that with user John. In this video you saw how scope administrators can be defined in Delegate365. The Office 365 tenant must be synchronized, the OUs must be defined, and any Office 365 user can be administrator of one or many OUs. Once an user is in the administrators list, he can manage all users with his assigned domains and OUs. Continue with video 7.